Hello there, Sean Kosofsky here, the Nonprofit Fixer, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my very popular fundraising calendar. There's two different formats, so I will share it with you in Word and I will also share it with you in Excel. Fundraising, as many of us know, can feel daunting and it can feel complicated and it can feel like there's too much to do in too little time. But the organizations that raise the most money, even if they're small, the organizations that do the best at fundraising are the ones with a plan, a written plan, and a goal for each person that's fundraising. One of the best ways to capture the work involved in fundraising is through a fundraising calendar. They can be pretty simple. In fact, I wouldn't overthink it or make it very elaborate. A sample fundraising calendar is included and down in the description below. I will give you a link to this tool. But as you can see on the Word version, which is on the screen right now, one way of organizing your fundraising calendar in any kind of format you want, but one way to do it is to include across the top the different months of the year. So you would have 12 different months. You can do this based on your fiscal year or calendar year. On the left-hand side, you can see the different revenue sources. And so it might be grants or grants that are due during a certain month or grants that you want to write. It could be an event that you're having, major donor asks that are going to happen throughout the year, or program income that you might have. So this sample document is already filled in for you. So you can see a sample sort of pretend sample fundraising calendar from 2024. And I think this is pretty practical and pretty easy to use. You can create any kind of table for your organization in Word or Google Docs, and I usually do it landscape style like this. But you could also do it in a compact way, portrait style. So this is one way to think of it. And when you distribute all of your fundraising activities across 12 months, it all of a sudden becomes a little easier to plan and less overwhelming. If you look at your fundraising calendar and you realize that almost all of your fundraising activities are lopsided, all in December or all in May, you can fix it because you have a bird's eye view of your year. You can then ask your board, your development team, your volunteers, whoever's helping you fundraise to distribute these activities across the year so you don't put all your eggs in one basket or burn out your staff or are overly hopeful that weather will cooperate. There's 100 factors about why you would want to distribute it. Not evenly. You might be a seasonal organization that does work in the summer, and you might need to have it all stretched between May and September. But only when you have a bird's eye view and a visual graphic can you really tell where you're lopsided. Now, the other version of this that I want to share with you is the Excel version of this. And so here's what that looks like. I'm going to make this larger here. This is going to be a different view for you. Let me see, my cursor is doing something weird today. So here we go. So now you can tell, a little bit of formatting challenges there, you won't see that when you have the document. On the left-hand side, you can have the fundraising tasks, and across the top, same as before, you would have the months. Some people might alternate this, like some organization. I do have a different tab down here that I can show you in case you want to lay it out slightly differently. On this view, you actually can have your calendar on the left-hand side. So for some people, they prefer to look at their calendar going from the top to the bottom, like what are the different weeks of the year? And then the activities are spread across the top on a different axis, right? So these are two different views that are available to you inside the Excel document tool. So when you download this in the description section below, you'll get both formats in Excel and then one in Word. But essentially, this is how it works, is you want to make sure that you have a clear set of activities and a clear set of months. And then you're going to be assigning initials or names to exactly who does what by when. That's the critical part of having a calendar. It isn't just, oh, a mailing is going out in May. Who's doing the mailing? A fundraising calendar supports your development plan, your fundraising plan. It is a way to distribute your fundraising plan visually across a calendar instead of just in a narrative document. So you want to make sure you have who is doing what by when. Clear delineation of the division of labor. I hope this is useful for you. If you like it, please let me know in the comments below and hit subscribe. Thank you very much.